The autoclave is a dependable, efficient, and economical way to sterilize items that are not harmed by moisture or high temperature. Sterilization of articles in the autoclave removes all microorganisms and spores. The autoclave is typically operated at 15 pounds of pressure at a temperature of 250 degrees Fahrenheit. The length of time required to sterilize an article varies according to the item that is being sterilized. A hard, non-porous item, such as a wrapped surgical instrument, requires approximately 20 minutes of sterilizing time. However, a large minor office surgery pack requires approximately 30 minutes because more time is needed for the steam to penetrate to the center of the pack. The medical assistant is responsible for sterilizing articles in the autoclave. Before an article can be sterilized, it must first be sanitized following the proper sanitization procedure. To sterilize articles in the autoclave, first assemble your equipment. You will need distilled water, the wrapped instruments, heat-resistant gloves, and your autoclave log. Check the level of water in the autoclave. Water contained in the water reservoir of the autoclave is converted to steam during the sterilization process. Add distilled water if needed. Distilled water prevents corrosion of the stainless steel chamber of the autoclave. Properly load the autoclave to ensure adequate steam penetration of all articles. Avoid overloading. Small packs should be placed 1 to 3 inches apart, and large packs should be placed 2 to 4 inches apart. The packs should not touch the chamber walls. Be sure that at least 1 inch separates the autoclave trays. Operate the autoclave according to the procedure outlined in the instruction manual accompanying your autoclave. The general procedure for operating the autoclave begins by determining the sterilizing time for the type of articles being autoclaved. This information is indicated in your autoclave instruction manual. This load consists of wrapped surgical instruments along with a biologic indicator. The instruction manual indicates that they should be sterilized at 250 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. Turn on the autoclave. Fill the inner chamber with water using the appropriate control. Securely close and latch the door of the autoclave. Set the timing control for the proper time needed to sterilize this load. For this load, it will be 20 minutes. Next, set the temperature control to the desired temperature, which is usually 250 degrees Fahrenheit or 121 degrees Celsius. At the end of the steam exposure time, an indicator light usually comes on or a beeper sounds. If the autoclave does not vent automatically, use the appropriate control to release steam from the chamber. You will hear a hissing sound as steam is exhausted from the chamber. Dry the load by cracking open the door approximately 1/2 inch, but not more than 1 inch. Set the drying time using the timing control. The drying time will vary between 15 and 60 minutes, depending on the autoclave and type of load. This information is indicated in your autoclave instruction manual. The packages must dry fully, otherwise microorganisms can move through the moisture on a wet wrap and contaminate the sterile article inside. Articles may be sterilized using an automatically operated autoclave. First, review the autoclave operation manual. Check the level of water in the autoclave and add distilled water if needed. Properly load the autoclave. For this load, pouches of surgical instruments will be sterilized along with the biologic indicator. Place the pouches on the tray with the paper side up and the plastic side facing down. Close and latch the door. Determine the sterilization cycle according to what is being autoclaved. Press the appropriate button on the front of the autoclave to select the program. Press the Start button. The display screen on the front of the autoclave will tell you what is happening automatically in the autoclave. These include: filling chamber is displayed when the chamber is filling with water. Heating up is displayed along with the autoclave temperature and pressure during the heat up phase of the cycle. Sterilizing is displayed during the sterilizing phase of the cycle, along with the autoclave temperature and pressure. The sterilizing time is displayed and digitally counts down the remaining time in the sterilizing cycle. Venting is displayed when the steam is being released from the chamber. The door automatically cracks open about 1 inch once the steam has been released. Drying is displayed during the drying cycle. When the autoclave has completed the cycle and the sterilized articles can be removed from the autoclave, the phrase "dry cycle complete" is displayed and the autoclave automatically shuts off. Wear heat-resistant gloves to remove the load to avoid burning your hands from the hot packs. Do not touch the inner chamber of the autoclave as it is very hot as well. Inspect the packs as you take them out of the autoclave. If the packs show any damage, such as holes or tears, the articles should be rewrapped and re-sterilized. Check the sterilization indicators located on the outside of the pack to make sure the proper response has taken place. Record monitoring information in the autoclave log. Include the date and time of the cycle, a description of the load, the exposure time and temperature, and your initials. If a biologic indicator was included in the load, process the indicator according to the medical office policy. In this office, the biologic indicator, along with the control, is sent to an outside lab for processing. When the results are returned to the office, record them in the autoclave log. Store the packs in a clean, dust-proof area with the most recently sterilized packs placed behind previously sterilized packs. Maintain appropriate daily care of the autoclave, following the manufacturer's recommendations. Daily care usually includes wiping the outside of the autoclave with a damp cloth and a mild detergent, wiping the interior of the autoclave and the trays with a damp cloth, cleaning the rubber gasket located on the door of the autoclave with a damp cloth, and inspecting the rubber door gasket for damage that could prevent a good seal. For the autoclave to work efficiently, it must be properly maintained.